assembleai ASM. This is, I think, actually the only microcap I still own or currently own because I de-risked a little while ago. It was lucky timing for most of it. But I just moved things in a larger cap coin, so I kept ASM. I like this one for several reasons, and if you guys have seen any of these videos from me, you'll understand why. I am trying to do a little bit more update videos on the crypto that you guys ask for more, both directly asked for in my post section and comment sections, and indirectly asked for in terms of honestly just where views come from, right? Like I love render, I love HBAR, I really love quant, but there are so many videos, so many YouTubers make videos of those regularly where honestly I don't really see the point of it too much. Don't get me wrong. I made an announcement when HBAR first tried to put in a bid on TikTok that I really don't think that's going to go through, but that was exciting to me, and I will do videos. But I'm going to start targeting more to these smaller ones that people don't talk about as much, and the ones that I'm in or I plan on being in. Like hash flow, I plan on getting back into as a trickle coin. Again, when I take profits from one of my hedges, and instead of taking all the profits and putting in the bank account, I'm going to put them back into the market into smaller cap plays and or other larger caps that haven't gone up yet. But ASM is one I'm going to trickle into. Hashflow is one I'm looking at trickling into. Supra is one. There are Beam. There's a couple other ones. So I'm keeping up research and I'll keep talking about these. Even if I don't own the coin, if I think it's a good crypto, I'll talk about it if I know about it, right? I'm not just going to make shit up for you guys. But ASM, that's what I want to talk about today. Let's get into some of the updates. What's going on? Has my opinion changed on it? No, I still like it a lot. We'll look at some charts in a moment too. Let's dig in. So the first thing I want to announce, if you need to know anything about ASM, whether you're a holder or not, even above what it is it's held so freaking steady compared to most other crypto with everything way before the tariff news. But when we had the Bybit hack, when we had the Trump meme coin rug pull, every news that we've had, though it has gone down some, look, it's not its all-time high of just the last like 4-6 months, but it's held well compared to most. And there's a couple reasons for it. The biggest one is likely the fact that the amount of holders went down pretty quick, and then they're starting to slowly go up, but the amount that every holder has is less, which means a lot of the whales or the people who've gotten really early sold most of theirs already, which is good news because it's going to slow down volatility because there's not as much selling pressure every time it hits like 4 or 7 cents. Though it did kind of drop down last time it got up closer to 4 cents. But people buying in at 2, if you're getting a little nervous and they're just going to take it 2x, 2.5, 3x, all right, I don't blame them for it. It's going to boom before long. But I love how it stayed nice and flat, specifically for everything it has against it in terms of stability. You're not going to usually see stable coins that are microcaps, right? They're much more volatile. This thing's around 35 million and it's holding pretty well compared to the rest of the market. So this is an AI agent, which is a diluted narrative. Oh my gosh, there's so many AI agents and most of them are not going to be around. I'm going to say by the end of this year, definitely by halfway into 2026. Most of these AI agents aren't going to be around, guys. Most of them don't actually have real products or real being used. ASM is used by Binance. That is solid, right? And it's a niche. Assemble protocol, in case you didn't know, ASM is used specifically for journaling. We'll call it journaling and making articles about crypto. And it does it really effing quick for sending all the little AI agents out doing the thing, coming back with a story. And so it's used. And they make articles more than every hour. They make actually, last time I checked, it was a couple of dozen a few days. Like it's cranking out news very well. So what the heck does it matter if it's news? Well, the fact it's supported by Binance is a pretty big deal personally. Again, large corporations, Binance, Coinbase, BlackRock, anyone really in the know, they don't really choose losers. It doesn't guarantee anything by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a great freaking sign, all right? Not to mention that ASM is also an ERC20 token, so it runs pretty much on the Ethereum network. And Ethereum has been pretty suppressed, right? I mean, if you guys have been following Ethereum at all, which is hard not to, it's kind of like have you been following Bitcoin? You kind of just get it by osmosis regardless. But Ethereum hasn't done too much. I fully believe it will. I think that there's something being stacked up. Yes, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I know shit about how the market works, right? And now it does get suppressed. When you see things like the entire Trump family buying Ethereum, you see BlackRock buying Ethereum, you see the ETFs that are they're going up slowly. That's a little manipulated on the numbers too, because they'll count some as ETFs and some not, just to push their own narrative. Is what it is. But a lot of those things are usually against it. So the fact that it's held pretty stable honestly just makes me more excited. I now put a weekly buy-in on ASM. I do that with ASM. I do that with Quant. So I get my most bullish conviction large cap play, and then a little low cap, because this one's going to be fun. So let's go ahead and pull up the charts, get an idea of what's going on, tell you more things I do like about this, and if there's anything really you should watch out for. Okay, guys, so we're looking at the of all time chart. I don't know what draws your eyes in first, but let me guide you a couple of different places, because the first thing you probably see is this, which kind of irrelevant. It was back 4 years ago. But what I want to draw attention to is not the fact that it's 2.3 cents, which is actually awesome, but market cap, okay, we know it's small, so it's got huge potential of a lot of growth. But also want you to notice right here, total supply, 1.5 billion. Okay, I don't give a rat's ass about a coin if it has 1.5 billion, 30 billion, 2 million, or 40. It really makes no impact on me. It makes a difference how I'm going to look at or use or invest into it, but it's not like I'm going to ignore a token if it has so many or so little. But something that people do like, and I want to point out, is the circulating supply. It's almost fully diluted, right? There's 1.5 billion total ever going to be there, and 1.49 billion is out. Awesome, which means that there's not going to be so much selling pressure. There's not going to be the dilution, inflation that everybody's worried about. And we don't have that with many coins, especially since this one isn't that old. I mean, I guess it was in the last cycle, so at this point it's an old crypto. But let's just look a little bit about how we went. Right, so last time we had a couple of big booms here. This was the last cycle, and we had a little smaller double top later into the cycle. If we go ahead and take a look at the market caps of everything, so this is where Binance drives me nuts a little bit, how they just don't have any information up until a certain point. That's usually when they either make a partnership with a token, in this case, or when they end up bringing on the exchange, because now they care more about the information. But they appear to have been better with this. And why could Binance be doing better with updating coinmarketcap.com? If you didn't know, Binance owns coinmarketcap.com. And it's like they have an AI agent that gives direct information about cryptocurrencies to keep it current. Yes, ASM is pretty cool. So when we had November of 21, we had a market cap got up to 116 million. Does that matter? I mean, it might. That's roughly a 5x in market cap from now. And hold on a second. And the price was closer to 9x from then. So what does that tell me? Okay, I don't have to go back to look that there's been dilution since last bull cycle. That's all that means. So back then, if the market cap was about 100, we'll call it, all right, they'll be up to about 7 cents again, which we did have. I think that was this one over here. Okay, we got up to 17 cents earlier this year. So again, just when I say earlier this year, I mean earlier this bull run, this was about a year ago, just over a year ago. And if we look at more recent times, let's make this easier to see. We'll pull it down to the yearly. This was a great time to buy. I was not in it yet back down here. But when was this? Was it the Trump pump? No, beginning of the year. So it probably started on the Trump pump. There we go. But was it 3 months ago? Not even 3 months ago. Yeah, it was 3x from what it is now. And I expect to go back up there pretty soon. We've had a few little attempts, but I think it's people still taking profits that bought back when it was a penny and less. That happens. It's their right. Just takes time, because the more often people sell, let me rephrase, more often the early buyers sell, the less early buyers there are, which, duh, but what does it actually mean? It means that the amount that the average person pays is more over time. Because if you have everyone that bought it at half a penny sold, okay, well, they sold at 3 cents. All right, it comes down to 2. New people come in and buy, goes up to 5 cents. Oh, people who bought at 1 cent sold. And then it comes down a little bit to 3 cents. People buy coming in. And so the average person pays more for it. which is great in terms of less selling pressure. And it really does help with stability in the market compared to a lot of others. So last thing I really want to point out with this is that if you own ASM, are you familiar with the NS3 app? Again, NS3, like me waving my finger there helped out at all. So they partnered up. I think they now technically have ownership with it. It's a little detail I haven't bothered to clarify, but I know that they partnered up with NS3. It is a journalistic app. Again, what does ASM do? So it's a free app. You can get it on Android or iPhone. And no, I get no affiliation. I get nothing from this other than just trying to pass out word about a crypto I like. And they give hourly quizzes on this app. And it's ran through ASM, and you can see the AI do its little thing. And every time you answer one of these questions, you get it correct, you get 5 points. You can then share it, and I think it's good. The link's good for like an hour, or maybe it's 24 hours. It's really short for someone else to click, and if they get it right, you get 5 more points for them too. And sometime, they said the second half of the year, try and get a hold of them so they can give me a better answer. Not like I actually expect them to, but I'll keep on asking. By the second half of the year, they're going to have the conversion where you can turn these points into ASM. That part's done. It's finalized. We just don't know how much it's going to be yet. I think they don't know. I really think they're looking to see how many people are actively doing the quizzes, getting points, and then they can decide from there. Because I'm sure they already have X amount staked away for it. So if you haven't been doing it, and you like ASM and you want some free crypto, it's just another way in terms of instead of just staking everything or throwing liquidity pools. And I'm up to, I think, 2,660 points. I think that's what I ended up looking at. And again, I have no idea if every 5 points or 50 points is going to be an ASM, if my 2,600 points is going to get me 5 ASM or 5,000. I have no idea. But I'm going to keep on doing these quizzes so I can collect these points. So that way, when it does get announced, then I can make a decision if it's worth me keep doing it or not, or if I'm still in ASM, depending on the timing. So I'm just going to throw it in the liquidity pool or staking. But want to make sure that if you guys like ASM, you might as well do a little earning to get it. They take a couple of seconds. You do have to verify you're not a bot, so it's great times. I do it early morning with coffee and late night when I'm hanging out. So if you guys want any more information, specifically, if you want anything specific about ASM, you have questions, or if you want to add something, add information, we're all here to help together. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know more about ASM than you. I might not. I might know more, but you know something I don't know. I might know less, and you just throw stuff out there, blows my mind, and then I redo the whole mortgage and buy more of it. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you know. If you want to post in the post section about ASM, we can start a whole little thread about it. It would be great. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you spending this time with me. I'll catch you guys again soon. Peace.